If you grew up listening to Blink-182, their music probably soundtracked some of the best and worst moments of your life. But for the band themselves, the story wasn't always about fun and nostalgia. In 2023, the band released a song that struck a chord with every single one of their fans, and it covered the band's history, from the good to the bad and the ugly. One More Time is a song about regret, healing, and the hard truth that sometimes we don't realize what we have until it's almost gone. But in order to fully appreciate this track, we need to understand the history of this band. I'ma do this quick. The band started in August 1992 in the suburbs of San Diego, California. There, Tom DeLonge, Mark Hoppus, and Scott Raynor started playing pop-punk songs in Tom's garage. By March 1996, the band started getting a following, but in 1998, the band split ways with Raynor and replaced him with Travis Barker, who was at the time touring alongside Blink with his band The Aquabats. And that's pretty much how the band met. And not only did they release highly acclaimed albums such as Enema of the State, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and their self-titled album, but they also became inseparable. We can clearly see DeLonge referencing this in the opening of the track, while at the same time, nudging at the dark times to come.
Strangers, from strangers into brothers, from brothers into strangers once again. We saw the whole world, but I couldn't see the meaning. I couldn't even recognize my friends.
After all of their success, in 2005, Blink announced an indefinite hiatus due to rising tensions among the band members. Tom sought creative freedom and a break from touring to focus on family, clashing with Mark and Travis, who felt his requests were too much. Rehearsals for a benefit concert highlighted their growing personal and creative differences, leading Tom to part ways and develop projects with his band Angels and Airwaves. Meanwhile, Mark and Travis pursued a new project, Plus 44. The split was fueled by incompatible priorities and a sense of having grown apart.
I think even for people that weren't fans of Blink, they all liked the idea that we were so close and we were running around being crazy. And I guess it's a tragedy that it ended up so bad. So it's really hard to keep a band together. That's why so many break up, because you're just different people, want different things with different priorities. So when Blink split up, we just took different paths for a while. And I'm sure we'll come back and talk at some point, you know.
But what brought them to talk and be together again was a completely unexpected tragedy.
Live from ABC 7, Eyewitness News in high definition continues.
4 people are dead and 2 critically injured after their Learjet bound for the Southland crashes during takeoff in South Carolina. The 2 survivors, former Blink-182 drummer Travis Barker and DJ AM.
The witness told us he was a few hundred yards away last night, a few minutes before midnight, and saw what he called a fireball rolling across the highway. Then he saw the fireball crash into an embankment. He got closer and said he realized that it was a plane that had been taking off from the airport that had crashed. He reported seeing gasoline strewn across the road. I think you can see some of the remnants of that this morning. Then he said he saw 2 men who were basically dumped out of the airplane upon the crash, who were standing in the road on fire, hitting each other, trying to put the fire out. He tried to help those men, called for help. He also said he tried to get...
Second and third degree burns, 16 surgeries, blood transfusions, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Travis Barker's plane crash in 2008 was more than a near-death experience. It was a wake-up call. Shaken by what happened, he, Mark Hoppus, and Tom DeLonge met in October, breaking years of tension. They talked, they listened, and for the first time in a long time, they were honest. They sat down together, discussing everything: the split, the hiatus, the pain. And in a moment of unexpected vulnerability, it was Tom who finally said it. Maybe it's time to bring Blink back. They started working on their criminally underrated album, Neighborhoods, but the writing and recording of this album was not simple. Instead of collaborating in a single studio, the band worked remotely. Tom in San Diego, Mark and Travis in LA, mirroring their lingering tensions. Delays piled up due to conflicting schedules, tours, and personal projects. and despite continuing to tour in the early 2010s, the distance between them was undeniable. When it was time to start a new album, Tom pulled away. His manager informed the band of his indefinite departure, and just like that, he was gone. Tom decided to work on his company, To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences, full-time, devoted to investigating UFOs. While Tom investigated aliens, which actually led to the Pentagon declassifying several UFO videos, Mark and Travis decided to continue without him. They enlisted Alkaline Trio vocalist and guitarist Matt Skiba as the new Blink member, and they released California, the band's second #1 album on the Billboard 200s. The band continued to enjoy a lot of success for the following years. But all of that changed when another tragedy struck. On June 23, 2021, Mark confirmed that he had been diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. He had been receiving treatment in secret for the last 3 months, and after his cancer diagnosis, it was reported by sources that Mark met with Tom and Travis together at his home to discuss old problems, personal issues, and Mark's cancer diagnosis. This would create the foundations for the original lineup's second return. This reunion, though in dark times, alleviated previous tensions between the bandmates and led them to continue working together. But the fact that tragedies are what have previously forced them to reunite was questioned in the song's lyrics. Yeah, I'm circling back to the song now.
Older, but nothing's any different. Right now feels the same, I wonder why. I wish they told us it shouldn't take a sickness or airplanes falling out the sky.
Tom and Mark reflect on the third verse about how it has been hard for all of them in the past years, but now that they are together, they want to enjoy the time they have.
I miss you. Took time, but I admit it. It still hurts even after all these years. And I know that next time ain't always gonna happen. I gotta say I love you while we're here.
Looking at the bigger picture, it took the band over 15 years to truly reunite. This sentiment is echoed in Tom's lyrics in the chorus, where he reflects on the near-death experiences his bandmates endured. Moments that made him realize just how much he missed them and how deeply he wanted to share time with them again.
Do I have to die to hear you miss me? Do I have to die to hear you say goodbye? I don't wanna act like there's tomorrow. I don't wanna wait to do this one more time. One more time.
Music has a way of capturing the things that we struggle to say out loud. For Blink-182, One More Time is a song about second chances and the hope that maybe, just maybe, this time, things will be different. But sometimes, music isn't about making amends, it's about calling people out. Green Day's Reject is a perfect example, as they created a punk diss track towards an angry mother back in 1997. The story behind it is one you don't want to miss out, and I'll leave you with my full breakdown here. I'll also leave you with one of my original songs, Let Me Go, that explores the heartache and bittersweet acceptance of a love that was once full of promise, but is now slipping away. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video and see you soon with more stories.